Hi guys, thanks for joining me again. As promised, I said I would be back to show more figures that I'd painted during lockdown, and that it would be Gandalf. Interestingly, I've got 3 Gandalf figures painted, and I had the 3 Saruman figures that I painted that I showed you in the last video. So to start off with, this is the I think it's the first ever Gandalf that I painted, and I painted him about 4 or 6 years ago. He is part of the Goblin Town set. So there's him, then there's Thorin's company, which includes Bilbo. And I find the Gandalf's a reasonably easy figure to paint. Obviously there's the dark grey, then you put null oil to get the recesses darker, then you just paint over dark grey again, highlight with Dawnstone. The beard is, I think it's Hawthorn grey, and then just highlighted with white or a lighter grey. The hat is just ever so slightly blue. But that was, as I say, the figure that I painted 4 or 6 years ago. So I've painted 2 further figures, and I will show you those now. So this is the first of the 2. This is Gandalf at Orthanc. If you recall in the film, him and Saruman have a bit of a disagreement and they end up having a wizard's battle, which unfortunately Gandalf loses. I do love the pose of this figure. I think it is brilliant, and a lot of people who are watching this, if you're figure painters, I think you'll agree that if a figure has something about it, then it lends you to paint it better than possibly a standard figure. Really enjoyed painting this, and the colours were the same as for the previous Gandalf that you saw, where we've got Administratum Grey as the dark grey, then a null oil wash, Administratum Grey back over to do the first highlight, and then Dawnstone to finish the highlight in the grey. The staff was Rhinox hide, again null oil wash, and Rhinox hide back over it as a highlight, and then Doombull brown to finish off. The skin tones, I used to use Bugman's Glow as my initial skin tone, but I don't anymore watching YouTube videos. I use Cadian Flesh Tone, Reikland Flesh Shade, Cadian Flesh Tone again as the first highlight, and then Kislev Flesh to finish off the highlight on the flesh. The hair was done with Hawthorn Grey again. I think I did a null oil wash over that, and then highlights of Hawthorn Grey, and then, or was it Administratum Grey? One of the 2, and then either one was then done as a highlight. So that's him. And then we'll go on to the next one, and my favourite pose of I think all the Gandalfs that Games Workshop have produced. So here he is, guys. Obviously those of you who've watched the films will know that this is Gandalf at the bridge at Qasr Doom, where he's facing off the Balrog. And again, I think this is possibly my best Gandalf I've ever painted. Same paint procedure as the other 2, not even splitting paints between 2. So like I didn't even on this one, after I put the null oil wash on, I did the Administratum Grey back over, and then I didn't do 50-50 Administratum Grey Dawnstone to get that layer. I just went straight to Dawnstone. So this is prior to the Saruman that I showed you in the last video, where I'm basically adding more layers. This just had simple layers, basically 2 layers after the null oil. So I think again, because the figure and the folds give you something to work with, it presents itself better, and it's not so much my painting, it's just that the figure really helps. Tried to do something new in this one. You can see at the top of the staff that Gandalf has illuminated the staff, and I tried to give the impression that we got some light coming from the staff, so you can see kind of hitting the top of the staff around the base of the stone, but also a very small point of light on the top of the sword as well. I think it works because the way the staff is and the light, if it shines down, it may have hit the sword perhaps a bit more, but I don't know whether it would actually hit Gandalf himself and illuminate part of his face. It may have done. But yeah, this is my favourite pose, and at the moment my favourite and best paint job of any of the Gandalfs. And I'll just put the three of them together so we can see some kind of progression. Here we go, guys. Here's the three Gandalfs together, and as you can see, I think the progression in the painting shows itself. Really enjoyed doing these, and I have done more, which I will show you in the next video. Basically, look after yourselves. I hope your projects are going well during lockdown and wherever, and I'll catch up with you soon.